Hey guys, I'm Chuff aka Chufferney. Today I decided to do something different from my usual content, an iceberg. This is my first time doing this and I'm excited on how it'll turn out like. Without further ado, let's start this video. Duck Life is a game series developed by Wix Games. Ever since 2009, this series has been getting entries every 2 to 3 years, with the latest one being released in 2020. However, as the years passed, and the series grew bigger, some things either go unnoticed, are extremely unknown or some even have become lost media. In this video, we'll look into them. So let's start with the first level of the iceberg. But before starting, don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you're enjoying the video. Duck Life Adventure is the latest game in the Duck Life series. It was released in 2020 and it features almost twice the content of its predecessor, Duck Life Battle. It feels like an RPG, it combines the racing and battling systems seen in previous games, and also combines it with exploration. This game is pretty good. The Duck Life 4 remake is basically the Unity version of Duck Life 4. It was originally released in 2013, but then it suffered a major update in 2017. I'll explain in more detail later in the iceberg. This game is a bit hated by some fans for some reason, but I actually think it's pretty neat. The Steam version of the game is pretty great and I recommend it. Wix Games is a British company that develops the new Duck Life titles, and other games like Jumpphobia Classic and Homeward Bound, and Art Tycoon, and more games. They are a pretty good game company. Duck Life Treasure Hunt is the 5th game of the series. It is a spin-off, which means its core gameplay is different from the rest of the series, being an endless runner with a gameplay being like Jetpack Joyride. Mad.com and MO Fun Zone are the publishers of the Duck Life games on the stores. I do not have much info on them though, but is a quite known thing. The Duck Life Wiki is a page in where info about Duck Life is stored. It's like a database that is divided into articles which people can edit in order to add or remove information. I'll leave the link to the wiki in the description of the video. The first 5 Duck Life games were made using Adobe Flash, but due to obsolescence, they had to change the engine. Then, the legacy mobile versions of 4 and Treasure Hunt were made in Corona Labs, now known as Solar 2D, before being moved into Unity years later. The rest of the games like Space, Battle, and Adventure were entirely developed in Unity, including the remake of the first 3, Retro Pack. As most of popular games, Duck Life has its own speedrunning community. This community is filled with really amazing and friendly people and I definitely recommend joining if you're interested in speedrunning Duck Life. I'll leave the link to the speedrun.com page of the game, if you're interested. Wix Games created a Facebook page for Duck Life in February 28, 2013. It was made mainly to give announcements of new games, fan art, and even to share memes. Sadly, the page has been inactive ever since 2020. The Steam ports are the PC versions of the Duck Life games. The first one that was released was Space in 2017, followed by Battle in 2018, and lastly, in 2020, we got 3 more Duck Life games published on Steam, which are Adventure, Retro, and the remake of Duck Life 4. Wix Games has also made an Instagram account in where they post almost the same things that they post on Facebook. I'll leave a link to both pages down below. Wix Games has their own website that was originally released in 2010. Sadly, we can't see how it looked like in that year because of Flash shutting down, but we can see the page from 2011 and beyond. So here is a little slideshow on how wixgames.co.uk has evolved. This refers to Duck Life's fan subreddit. It was made by fans in order to post things related to Duck Life. You should check it out if you're interested. Mr. Wix made a Twitch account a while ago to stream games. He mainly plays his old games he made almost 10 years ago during the live streams. In the Duck Life games there have been 2 times that they have made puns. The first one was made in Duck Life Battle, which was this: "That was ridiculous." And the second one was this: "You're gonna be a rich ductor." These 2 are pretty funny, though I don't remember if there are more puns. Epic Minigames is a Roblox game that was released in 2015. It's like an arcade in which players compete to win a minigame, but one minigame called Manic Mining uses the Treasure Hunt's Cave song. Here's a video of the minigame. In 2013, in the Duck Life Facebook page, the Duck Life comics began to be posted. They eventually stopped making them, but the comics came back at 2022. Here's a little slideshow of the comics. Yes, you read right, Duck Life has a Twitter account. It has been inactive since 2015. It was mainly made to post memes. There are things posted there that I will mention deeper in the Iceberg. In Duck Life 1, if you go into the race over the volcano in the expert races, and you have a low flying level, your duck will get burnt due to the lava. Here's a clip of the Easter egg. Frank is a nickname that some fans gave to the fire duck. I'm not sure if the devs ever said anything about the fire duck being named Frank, but probably no. The nickname seems to come from a Duck Life Wiki edit. The release date of Duck Life 1 has a big problem, which is that we don't know exactly when it released. In the Duck Life Wiki, the Duck Life 1 page states that it released in November 5, 2007, but it has no solid arguments to say that. So, I decided to investigate by using Wayback Machine in Arcade Town, which is the page where Duck Life 1 was originally released, and I think I found the actual release date, which is March 1, 2010. And it makes sense because normally, the Flash games that have a sponsor on them are exclusive for a few days in the sponsors page. In case of Duck Life 1, the game was released in other pages 4 days later, in March 5th. In the first 4 Duck Life games there's a glitch that if you strike the screen, you can get infinite seed. It's pretty odd for people who doesn't want to spend the coins. Karda is the current holder of Duck Life 1 and 2's world records. He's a really great speedrunner. I would also like to shout out all of the speedrunners of the Duck Life speedrunning server. You guys are amazing. In the Flash Duck Life version of Duck Life 4, when you beat the fire duck, the winning text of the race says, "You beat the damn champion," which was probably added just as a way to celebrate you beat the final race of the game. The two latest Duck Life games, Battle and Adventure, have been released on consoles like Xbox and Nintendo Switch shortly after the main release on Steam and mobile, and it seems that Duck Life 9 will do the same thing when it releases in 2024, but with the difference will be that this time, Duck Life will make its debut on PlayStation. When a Steam game releases, a community hub is made for the game. It's a forum in where people can post things like reviews, guides, artwork, and more. The Duck Life games have their own community hubs on Steam for each entry. I'll leave the link to the Duck Life forums down below. The 1.0 release of Duck Life Treasure Hunt's mobile app is lost. All I know is that it was released in 2014. And there's almost no screenshots of that version. The only screenshot I could find is this one, but for what it seems, the only thing different is the tent shown in the Treasure Hunt trailer, which is also on the file's Corona Labs version of Treasure Hunt, which confirms it was there at some point. For now, let's move to the next topic, which is also related to Treasure Hunt. This refers to the Treasure Hunt app version 4.00309, which was kept unchanged until 2020. In that year the game got updated with visual improvements, and adding/removing things, like the Witch Duck Tour, OMG I found another pun, and adding a house, which reminds me of the tent of the 1.0 release I just talked about. Wix Games has a Newgrounds page. They post almost all of the games they make, except the most recent ones. The last game uploaded was Duck Life Adventure. In the original version of Duck Life 4, after beating the game, if you used the arcade machine, the game would stop working. This never got fixed, but there's a way to solve it, which is using the right-click functions to change the scene. In Duck Life Adventure, Dory is seen with the ability to break the fourth wall when she's teaching the player how to play the game. But, she's not the only duck that can break the fourth wall. Duckland Waters from Battle also has this ability when he teaches your duck how to fly. It's quite interesting to see this, and I hope in future games we get more characters that break the fourth wall. On February 14, 2016, Duck Life's Twitter account officially announced the release of the first Duck Life merch, in which they included mugs, shirts, hoodies, bags and more. The merch looks really good. Duck Life Workday is a fan game developed by Mateo. It combines the gameplay of Duck Life and Five Nights at Freddy's. As of the time of making this video, April 2023, the game is being remastered in another engine. I loved this game so much it actually inspired me to make Breaking Into the Wix Games HQ, which has the same idea as Workday, which is combining two games, in my case Henry Stickmin and Duck Life. I would also like to mention Duck Burger by Mayor Foxia82. It's a game where you serve burgers to other ducks, kinda like Papa's Burgeria, but combined with the Roblox game. NPCs are becoming smart since you can get different endings with a similar gameplay. Sims 5000 was the old username of Wix Games back in the 2000s. but it was changed later in 2010 to the name we know now, Wix Games. This was confirmed by a dev in his wiki posts we will talk about later, but Dory being the Duck Life 1 menu duck suggests that not much time has passed between Duck Life 1 and Adventure. This were posts of Wix Games in the page Congregate. The posts were mainly to interact with fans, to report bug fixes and to report progress in the games on development like Duck Life Treasure Hunt and Space. The account has been inactive since 2021. The creator of Wix Games is named Simon. He's a really talented game developer. In Duck Life 3 the modified ducks were the thing that the game revolved around, but they were banned after some point between Duck Life 3 and 4, which raises the question, what happened to existing modified ducks? They just vanished from Earth without any trace, or did something else happen? We probably will never know. The only one that has the answer to that is Mr. Wix. This was a planned feature for Duck Life Space, but sadly, it never came. While making this video, I found a Tumblr blog in which the old artist of the Duck Life games made a design on how online racing in space would look like before getting cancelled. This is probably the closest we'll ever see of this cancelled feature. Duck Life Battle became the first Duck Life game to be translated into other languages. However, some translations are kinda broken. Ducklife.co.uk was the official site of Duck Life that Wix Games made. Sadly, the page no longer has Duck Life Games, but using the Wayback Machine it is possible to see how it looked like. The old Duck Life 4 remake was the first version of Duck Life 4 Mobile that released in 2013. The game remained untouched until 2017. In that year the game got updated to change the graphics, and later in 2020, the game got released on Steam. The modern Duck Life games have established lore, but on the other hand, the first 4 are actually quite vague in lore, especially between Duck Life 3 and 4. We went from racing cursed birds to racing a literal fire god, and it's not explained how did the fire duck got that powers or what happened to him after beating him. However, it seems like he died thanks to a treasure hunt cutscene. If you go into the files of Duck Life 2, you might find this message in which basically Mr. Wix talks on how Duck Life 2 is exploding in popularity, which is a really cool thing to add as some sort of message to the people who discover it. It's a weird version of Duck Life Space that seems to have appeared on Play Store. I can confirm this might be official thanks to the Tumblr blog of the artist I mentioned earlier. The only major difference is that microtransactions are added for training points which are used to train your skills. If they run out, you have to buy more. I'm glad this wasn't added. There's a Duck Life reference in Jumpphobia Homeward Bound, which is a game developed by Wix and released in 2022, which is the face of the duck as part of the customization of the robot. By the way, you should try the game. It's pretty fun and really well made. I recommend it a lot. If you think about it, the alien duck from Duck Life Space was a criminal. He committed crimes such as robbery, attempt of murder twice, bribery, and probably even more things we don't know. Duck Life Treasure Hunt is known for being the spin-off and for probably being the most hated Duck Life game, but not many people know that the game was reset in development. Let me explain. Originally Treasure Hunt was gonna be totally different from what we have today. Here's the trailer of the discarded version of Treasure Hunt. Pretty interesting gameplay, however, according to Mr. Wix, the gameplay of the first version of the game was so bad they had to scrap it and make it a jetpack joyride clone. This version is partially lost, since the code for it no longer exists, but, as I said earlier, I got the files for an old version of Treasure Hunt. It isn't the original version, but luckily the devs of Treasure Hunt left the files for most of the gameplay, including some discarded shops such as the gym and the lab. It's quite interesting seeing Treasure Hunt with this quantity of lost media. When Duck Life 4 was getting remade for mobile devices, 2 of the songs of the games were changed, which were Running and Climbing, but it seems that the final race theme was gonna get remixed, but in the end they didn't use the track. Here's the track. I would like to touch 2 topics in here. The purple duck from Duck Life Adventure probably was the original duck that went through adventure history, since I got a confirmation from Mr. Sam from Wix Games. And the other topic I would like to touch is the weird screaming purple duck behind the Grand Dojo from Duck Life Battle. I'm gonna let you guys hear how it screams. These were a series of posts made by the lead artist of Wix Games, Sam, in which he included some facts, like the Dory one we talked about earlier. Okay, time to make crazy theories. If you analyze the Duck Life games, specifically 3 and 4, you might find a dark story in the background. The theory I have goes like this. In Duck Life 3, the modified ducks got so out of control that the humans and the non-modified ducks teamed up to defeat the modified ducks. A war began, but sadly, all humans died in the war, and there were only non-modified ducks left in the world. Making duck life for a post-apocalyptic world, the ducks took control of the world and began building their own utopia using the things humans left. I will make a little slideshow of some really unknown promotional art for Duck Life Space and Adventure, in 3, 2, 1. Yes, the duck was gonna be a chick. This has been confirmed twice. The name of the mother of the duck is a total mystery. We'll probably never know what's her name. This was confirmed by Mr. Wix in a Congregate post he made. Here's the post. This was confirmed in a now deleted live stream of Wix Games, but it's a really cool fact. According to Mr. Simon, Duck Life Treasure Hunt didn't get ported into Steam because he didn't like its current state, and it'll need some improvements before he puts it on Steam, which probably will never happen. Duck Life 9 is the next major Duck Life game. It will release in 2024. We don't know much about it yet, but Wix posted a trailer. Duck Life Marathon is a cancelled game that will never see the light of the day.